Hi everyone, I'm Kathleen Lane from OKU, and I wanted to share with you today a practice that we like to call Give Worry a Timeout. This is a ritual that you can do with yourself, with a friend, or somebody in your family, or with a whole group. Sometimes we do this in our workshops in schools. And it's a great way to begin your creative session together. So, if you're doing other projects on our website, if you've started a club with some of your friends, if you're leading a group of students, this is a really wonderful way to start your time together. So, let's just be a group together. I'll show you how this works. So, first of all, you will need a stone. I really recommend that you at least start this practice with stones. You can later just use a plain piece of paper. You can use a colorful strip of paper. Or you can just, after a while, you just start writing your worries and thoughts in your mind and can develop a practice of letting go of some of those thoughts or realizing that you have some power over them. So, to start, let's all think about something that's on your mind right now, something that it might be a worry, it might just be a thought that's just spinning around in there, and you just need a break from it. So, whatever that is, and maybe it's not something that you're thinking about right now, but it's just been on your mind lately. So, whatever that is, you're going to write that down on your stone. I use paint pens, but you don't need to have a paint pen. You can just use a any kind of marker. A permanent marker usually works just fine. So I'm going to give us all a minute to think about what we want to write down on our stones. And again, it's just whatever is on your mind right now that is just bouncing around in your brain that you might want to break from. And I'll go ahead and give you my example. For example, I am thinking a lot about my mom because she's sick right now. And so I'm going to write mom down on my stone, and I'll give you all a minute to think about what's on your minds. You can also, instead of writing down the word, you can make a drawing that maybe represents what you're thinking about, a kind of symbol. So instead of writing down mom, I could draw a picture, a little, maybe a face, her face, or maybe I could just draw a heart. And I know what that means, and that's all that really matters. Okay, so when we're all ready, we're going to go around and share what we've written down, but this part is optional. So if you don't feel like you want to share what you've written down, that's totally, totally okay. So all you have to say is just pass, and then we'll just move on to the next person. Okay, so like I said, I wrote down on my stone mom because I'm thinking a lot about my mom right now. And so if you're in a group, I'll give you a minute, or if you're in, just working with one other person, or if it's just you and it's just the two of us, I'm going to give you a minute to say whatever it is that you wrote down, to just say that out loud, because that can feel good. If you want to share, it can feel really good to release that. And sometimes when you do, you'll discover that somebody else in your group is experiencing the same sorts of feelings. And that can feel nice too, that you're not alone. So go ahead if you feel like it. Say your worry or your thought out loud. Okay, so now what we've done is this worry, this heavy feeling is now outside of us, and we get to see that, oh, that that worry that I have is actually not part of me. It's just something that's on my mind, and I can decide what I want to do with it. So for me, I don't know about you when you're worried about something, but for me, I could think about my mom a lot. I could think about her many minutes and hours of the day. And if I did that, I would not have as much time to do other things, to be present to other people and experiences. So for me, I think what I'm going to do with my thoughts about my mom right now is I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to decide to set this worry aside. It doesn't mean that I'm getting rid of it. It just means that for a while I'm just going to choose not to think so much about my mom. I'll be thinking about her later. So, what I do is I have a place where I keep my stones. You can see that I have collected a lot of worries and thoughts that I needed to take a break from. So what's great about keeping my stones in here is that first of all, it's very heavy. So it's a reminder that if I carried my worries around with me all the time, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot to have to carry inside my brain. So what's also great about this is in a few weeks, maybe I'll pour these out and I'll look at the stones again and I'll realize, oh, actually, I'm not so worried about some of these things anymore. So that can be really helpful for me to remember that, maybe this thing that I'm worried about right now in this moment, maybe in a few days, I'll forget all about it. So these moments, these feelings, these emotions that feel so awful to us sometimes in the moment, they're not permanent. They're not here to stay. We're going to get through them. So that's what's also great about this ritual. So with your stone, whatever you wrote down on it, I'll give you just a minute to think about what do you want to do with it. And it's okay if you want to carry it with you right now. Sometimes that's where you want to be. And it's also sometimes nice to share with a friend and say, hey, can you carry my worry today and I'll carry yours? um, that can be nice, and that can be also a reminder that everyone is dealing with something, and we can be there for each other, and that's a really nice thing too. So whatever you decide to do, there is no wrong answer. Just remember that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are separate from you. The moments you're going through, they will pass, and you have a lot of choice. You have a lot of choice in what you decide to do with your thoughts and feelings. So I'll leave you with that. Enjoy your worry stone ritual. Um, Remember to give your worries a timeout sometimes, and be well. Bye bye.